All right. Hi, Pallavi. It's great to see you again. How are you?
I'm good. How have you been?
Good. Just busy following the news, keeping enjoying this beautiful weather. So good. Thanks for asking. So, what can you tell me? What's new since I saw you last?
A lot is going on.
Great.
Cisco, we are heads down, developing on all the features that I talked about last time when we
Mm-hmm.
met. We as a team, we have grown twice or even three times. I would
Oh,
say we have
wow.
a lot of hiring going on, a lot of more female engineers on board.
Awesome.
So we're working on the features that really heads down, trying to build in those differentiating features for
Mm-hmm.
Cisco blockchain.
And what's the one feature that you're most excited about right now?
Um, a feature that we are patenting, something called selective disclosure.
Mm-hmm.
That is what is a very novel way of addressing RBAC and access controls and privacy protection for blockchain and Cisco.
Okay. And is security a big problem in blockchain? Is that something that people should be concerned about?
It is. It is a big. I wouldn't say a problem, but it would be like a very far-fetched concern, because the fact that it's public, the blockchain information, everything is
Mm-hmm.
available to everybody, and so how do you protect data on that? So, and then you build consortium, or customers are building a consortium, like they are coming to you to save their data on your blockchain, and how do you protect the customer data? Right? Customer is our number one priority, and how do we secure customer data? So absolutely, security is a very what do you call critical concern for us that we are focusing on.
Great. And so maybe you can tell me more about how the team's grown. Is it certain areas of engineering, overall every function? Are there certain types of experience that you're looking for? Are there more women? That's an area of personal interest for me.
We are growing every fold, like
Mm-hmm.
engineering, our marketing, as well as our business development. Every area is growing.
Mm-hmm.
So it is because we have so many features in the roadmap, and so many customers are excited about it. We have demos, like for like pre. Some of what we are doing is sometimes we go and engage with customers. So we are building something customers want.
Mm-hmm.
So we're not building something that we think customers want. We are trying to actually validate what customers want. So we do have a lot of workforce trying to work with the customer front, and there is equal number of engineers working in the back end to try
Mm-hmm.
to fill up to those features list that the business development is trying to look into that. So yes, there is work in all front. There's a lot of work we are hiring, and I would say, we are trying to build like first in the enterprise, like
Mm-hmm.
highly secure, first time enterprise grade secure product. So everybody who is interested in building complex system, who has knowledge in computer science, is welcome. Men, women, anybody who can
Mm-hmm.
code, even your bot is welcome to join.
That's great. I know you mentioned designing features in response to customer need. Is there an example of something that your team's worked on where maybe you heard a problem from a customer and then have created a feature specifically to help them?
Absolutely. Actually, our Cisco supply chain is one
Mm-hmm.
of our primary customers, and
Okay.
we have had great success and engagement with Cisco supply chain. Supply chain being our internal, resource to Cisco.
Mm-hmm.
The engagement has gone very well. We develop features, and they are available to validate right away. So we have very little downtime, and the feedback loop is built back with the engineering. So we are able to really develop at breakneck speed.
Mm-hmm.
So what our supply chain use cases for Cisco are primarily applicable for the rest of the ecosystem in the supply chain. So that's a very good successful example of what we are building with the supply chain.
Great. And that's kind of fun. You get to be your own customer. So maybe one last question, just general interest. I really am curious in culture in Silicon Valley, and I particularly always love to talk to women, as you know. What do you think the vibe is in Silicon Valley for women in engineering? Do you think there's a problem as big as some people say with sexism and discrimination and bad environment? Do you think maybe there's just a couple of bad apples? What's your perspective?
I think that it's interesting, the perspective. There was a perspective like that when I was reading few articles, but times are changing, primarily because of awareness, and a lot of these interviews do help, correct that perspective and course correct. So I would say that part of it is as more women engineers are working on complex tasks like this, we will bridge that gap, right? There will no more be, and to me, if this interview was about what blockchain is, or like how complex, what are the complexities we are solving with blockchain as opposed to how women are dealing in blockchain, that I would consider as a success. So next time when we meet, hopefully we are talking about what are some of the challenges in blockchain, not so much what women are facing in blockchain or what women are facing in technology.
Sure.
So I'm saying that it is improving and it's all for good.
Great. Well, that's great perspective. I think I'm all wrapped up, so thanks for your time today.
Yeah, thank you. Nice talking to you.
All right, you too.